Mesa Fitness here. This is episode number 2 of the Community GymTalk series. Today I am chatting with Amy Robinson. She is a trainer at Mesa Fitness Grand Junction, and I really just want to expand on our talk from the Meet the Trainer series. So I brought her in. I wanted to learn a little bit more about her own fitness journey as a mom, both during and after pregnancy. Both of us just had kiddos. Mine just turned a year on Christmas, and hers is about 6 months now. So I wanted to kind of see how her journey is going, what it was like during and after pregnancy, and what she's doing now. We talk a little bit about 75 Hard. Some of you guys might know a little bit about that. I won't go too in depth because she goes pretty in depth with the challenge in our talk. And then we talk a little bit about her small group training program that she's putting together. And it's got a pretty cool name. Just stick around for that. I won't go too in depth with that. But anyways, here is my talk with Amy.
So just starting off here, what kind of describe your fitness journey from before baby, during pregnancy, and then what it looks like now?
Yeah, so before the baby, I was pretty active, did a lot of running, biking, lifting, some pretty heavy lifting. So while I was pregnant, I tried to still incorporate a lot of that. Obviously did a little bit lighter weights, didn't do all like the Olympic movements that I was doing before. And then I just really tried to keep up, especially on the cardio part of it, not only to keep the weight down during pregnancy, but, just the health benefits of doing cardio, keeping all my endurance up and everything.
Right.
So during the pregnancy, it was really good in the beginning. And then towards the end, I started retaining a lot of water and stuff. So it got a little bit harder. So then I just kind of went to just walking towards the end of the pregnancy. Which was pretty good. It's kind of a struggle when you got big old swollen ankles and feet, but
Yeah.
You do what you can. And I think, working in the gym obviously helped, keep me accountable and all of that, being in here every day. So, and then afterwards I took the 6 weeks off that, the doctor recommended. I didn't have any complications with the delivery or anything, so I probably could have went back a little sooner. But they recommend, 6 weeks. So I waited the 6 weeks, and then, before I got cleared to go back to running and lifting and everything, I did do some stretching at home, just, kind of get myself prepared for it. And I found that my muscles were really sore after having the baby. So stretching really helped that to keep me limber and stuff.
Good.
And then after the 6 weeks was up, I was basically cleared to go back to everything. So I just slowly incorporated, weights back in. I wasn't doing, the amount of weight that I was doing before. So I started, a lot lighter to kind of, let my body remember what was going on. And now I'm just basically back to normal, back to running, and biking and everything like I was, lifting weights, so.
Good deal. Now, I heard you mention that you lightened up the weight a little bit. What kind of stuff were you doing weight-wise while you were pregnant?
After baby?
While you were pregnant. So you mentioned you're still kind of weightlifting a little bit. What kind of stuff are you doing that you're
so lower body is really good to kind of keep up with that. And I was basically doing full body workouts, just not anything that would strain my stomach or my abs or anything like that. So obviously no ab workouts, no crunches, sit-ups, stuff like that. So you can still do everything. I was just really cautious about how much strain it was putting on my torso. So anything heavy overhead, I wasn't really doing as much because you tend to arch your back with that and, use a little more of your torso.
Right.
so I was still doing the same type of stuff. It was just lower weight, so you don't, and, you're pregnant. You don't want to be pregnant and be muscle sore and be just like dying at home. So.
Right. Yeah. My wife probably would have been very against that. Had she been muscle sore and baby sore. So,
yeah. You can only take one at a time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Now, how often were you working out during pregnancy? As opposed to normally?
Yeah, so I normally do about 5 to 6 days a week of, usually lifting and cardio. I do run a couple days a week in there. So while I was pregnant, in the beginning, I kept with that schedule. And then towards the end, I really just listened to my body. So it probably got down to like maybe 3 days a week of, lifting in the gym and stuff. And then I tried to walk every day. So I would take the dog for a walk around the block for an hour or so. So really it turned into like more walking and just keep moving, rather than like lifting as much and focusing on that part of it.
I think a lot of people tend to forget about just walking as a form of exercise. A lot of people think that to reach all your goals, you have to go into the gym, you have to lift heavy weights and, do an hour of cardio and, do all this crazy stuff. But really, I mean, it's really just about how your body feels. And if your body's not quite to a point yet that you can go into the gym and lift weights, then walking is a great way to get started because, you can go out, you can walk the neighborhood, you can walk the dog, and just get the blood moving, get your body moving a little bit, and that can start to put you in a position to where then you can start going into the gym, working out a little more endurance and strength-wise at home.
Yeah. The most important thing to remember is like, if you didn't do it before you were pregnant, don't be like, oh, I'm going to be an Olympic lifter while I'm 3 months pregnant. You're not going to start anything new. And that's what the doctors always told me. Whatever you've been doing, continue to do it. But listen to your body.
Right.
And like you said, keep walking. A lot of people see walking as like not a workout, or, it's just like, not as good as like running or biking or something. But if you walk with purpose and like, you're not just like strolling down the street, you can get a pretty good workout with walking, especially while being pregnant. So
yeah.
I
remember we did a lot of walking when my wife was pregnant with our little one. Lots of walking, especially as we got closer to the due date. Even though it was cold, just walking to keep her moving really kept her mind off of back pain and the normal pains of being pregnant.
Yeah, especially so my dog is about almost 3 years now. And we wanted to get him used to walking with a stroller. So we probably looked like crazy people, like while I was pregnant, walking with the stroller and the dog so that he could get used to it, so kind of training him a little bit. So
you didn't walk around in the stroller with like a watermelon or a bag of flour or anything, did you?
No.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I kind of thought about getting like a baby doll to carry around, but
that would have been pretty great. I think you might have garnered a few more looks than just an empty stroller.
Yeah. I was gonna put the dog in the stroller, but he wasn't having that. So
yeah, and you got a big dog too, huh? It probably wouldn't fit too well in the stroller.
Yeah, he's like an 80-pound chocolate lab, so
yeah, it probably doesn't fit too well in that baby seat there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's move on from that. I saw on some of your social media pages that you're trying out the 75 hard. Are you sticking to that so far?
Yes. So I personally like to do challenges in my life. I do better when I have a goal to hit.
Beyond the gym? Just
what was that?
Does that extend beyond the gym, the challenge thing that you like to take challenges?
Yeah. So I have a hard time if I'm just like every day, you don't really challenge yourself. You're just doing the same thing day in and day out.
Right.
So to keep myself accountable in and out of the gym, I do, challenges, or I, set my sights on a race that I'm going to train for, or, eating better, or whatever it may be. So I saw the 75 hard thing while I was pregnant, actually, and obviously I couldn't do it then. So it just kind of happened to be like the new year, and I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions, so it wasn't really one of those things, but just happened to fall on that timeline. And so far it's going good. So
can you describe for anybody who might be watching this later what the 75 hard challenge is if they don't know what it is?
Yeah, so it's 75 days straight, and you have to do a couple things every day. So you have to drink a gallon of water. You have to work out 2 times a day for at least 45 minutes, and one of those workouts has to be outside.
Okay.
And then you have to follow a diet. It doesn't matter what diet you want to do. It just has to be consistent everyday diet. And then you're supposed to read 10 minutes in a book, and then take a progress picture every day. So
I like that. So today is the 5th. So you're taking day 5 on, correct?
Yes.
And
yeah.
How's it going so far? Have you been able to stick to that pretty well, or has it been a challenge?
Yeah, it's going good. So another part of the challenge is if you screw up, you have to start over at day 1. So no matter where you are, you have to go back to day 1. So I really don't want to go back to day 1. So it's going really good. I probably should have done this challenge like in the summertime because it's cold outside now.
The outside workout when there's snow out there.
Yeah. But I've been trying to get my running going again. So I just go for runs like in the afternoon. And that seems to be okay. But yeah, I mean, it's going good. Yeah, I'm not following like a strict, like I'm not doing keto or I'm not doing, anything like that. I'm just doing clean eating, and, no cheat meals, no like added sugars and stuff, no processed foods. So I'm not doing a specific like, fad diet or anything. I counted my macros and I'm just doing what works for me, what I've done in the past. So
I kind of want to touch on that point just a little bit, that you found something that works for you. I think that's really important for anybody who might be watching this and trying something like the 75 hard, that you don't have to follow a specific diet. You don't have to get on paleo or keto or anything like that. That's like a really big named diet. But really just finding something that works for you and that is food that you like, but also follows the healthy eating aspect of, low sugars or low carbs or high protein, or whatever pertains to the goals. But finding something that will work for you and your lifestyle is definitely the most important part of that. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we've seen for years people go on these extreme diets and they lose tons and tons of weight, and as soon as you go back to eating your normal way or have like one cheat meal, you blow up, you gain all your weight back plus some. So it's not about going on a diet for 75 days and then I'm going to go right back to eating cake and sugar and all of that kind of stuff. So it's about finding a balanced diet that you can follow in everyday life, and a lot of times it's pretty repetitive foods. Like I have eggs and oatmeal every morning. I eat a salad every day for lunch. I'm not saying that you have to specifically have that, but something that you can maintain, that isn't going to be, totally crazy, that you're spending hundreds of dollars on, but you can still do, for the rest of your life, basically.
Yeah. So find something that's consistent, and then obviously you can make tweaks along the way. You can have those days. Obviously, outside of the 75 hard challenge, that you do have those days that you can, have a few pieces of pizza or enjoy some cake on somebody's birthday or whatever the case might be. But you want to have something consistent that you can carry on long term. I did a chat with Keelan, the director here at Mesa Fitness GJ. And he talked about creating a nutritional lifestyle rather than just a diet. because you want to make it more long-term. It's not just, okay, I'm going to do this for 75 days and then I'm going to go back to eating Wendy's and Taco Bell, every 2 days. Sort of exactly. You want to make it something that, this is consistent. Yeah, I'm going to have that meal every now and again that, we can go out to Olive Garden and have a nice dinner and I don't have to worry about it. But it's that, 80-20 balance that a lot of trainers tend to talk about of, 80% good and then 20% you're playing around with, some of the fun stuff, some of the fun foods.
Yeah. And that's what I liked about the 75 hard challenge, rather than, anything else out there, is that he didn't set specific things. Like, he didn't say you have to follow the keto diet. He didn't say you have to do this, you have to do that. He said, here's what, I came up with, do it how it's going to work for your life, and, make it work for you. So he left it very broad, which some people don't like because they don't know what to do. But
that structure.
Yeah. So, I just sat down and planned it all out. And so, yeah, I liked that it was more broad and he wasn't very, specific about what it had to be.
And I think that's why so many people have done it. And you heard it's a pretty popular challenge. And I think that's a good reason why, is because there isn't, very strict guidelines. You have to eat this, you have to do this workout on this day and this workout on this day. It's really, whatever is going to work for you, you do it, but you got to do it for 75 days. And here are a couple of guidelines to get you started, just run with it. Because I know when he initially proposed that on his podcast, that he was like, maybe a couple people do this, and it kind of blew up. And became a very big thing for him and his business and then for the world of fitness, to where it's kind of taken off across the industry, which is really cool.
Yeah. When I posted on my Instagram that I was doing it, I've had probably like 5 or 6 of my friends say, oh yeah, we're going to start that in a week or 2, or, whatever. So people know about it and they're doing it, so.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about this small group that you want to put together. We've talked about it individually, but let's talk a little bit about it for people who might be watching. First, give us the awesome name that you came up with, and secondly, just describe what it is and who it's for and what kind of value it could bring.
Yeah. So I am putting together basically a small group of females who want to train together, either currently pregnant, postpartum, trying to get pregnant, and trying to lose a few pounds before, or you've had a baby like 5-6 years ago and you can't get rid of that weight. So now that I have a child of my own and I've gone through all of that, I really want to reach out to those women that are needing the help with that. So it's going to be called Butts and Guts, because we all have a butt and a gut that we need to make better. So it's going to be, aimed towards that. Obviously we'll have full body type workouts, but it's just about getting women together to empower each other and feed off each other's energy and, just keep each other accountable, basically. So
I like that. For those of you who don't know what small group is, that's a method of our training program that we have here at Mesa Fitness. It's available at both locations. We take small groups of people, anywhere from 3 to 7 people, I believe, put them in groups with similar goals, and build workout plans that will accommodate the individual and the group at the same time. Now, the benefit of doing a small group like this, as opposed to team training, is that you're able to get a little bit more one-on-one contact, one-on-one connection with the trainer, to where they can help you even more in depth on the training if you're not comfortable with a one-on-one setting. So what's really cool about a lot of these programs is that they're able to bring in, like, let's say Amy puts this together, and a pair of moms that know each other and are friends outside of the gym, they come together, they're able to just keep each other accountable. they're able to say, hey, let's schedule one for Tuesday and Thursdays at 1. And let's stick to that. We've got little kids, we can drop them off in the kids club. Let's bring them in here. And then the two of us, and then we can start bringing more people into the fold and really get this going and keep each other accountable. There's extra motivation from the added group aspect and from the trainer. And it's not as costly either. What's awesome is it's included in our elite membership now, which is great, and that membership includes everything. If you want more info, go to the website. I won't bore you too much with that. But these small groups are awesome. I've been a part of both of the gyms here in town, and have seen some results out of the folks that have been a part of these programs for a long time. And some of the results and some of the stories that you hear about folks who come in and lose 10, 20, 30, sometimes even 40 or 50 pounds, just being a part of either the team training and the small group programs is pretty incredible. I really like your group, the Butts and Guts, which is, again, the most awesome name. I really like that in the sense that it's unique. It targets a very unique group of people who may be going through that postpartum. I need to lose this last couple of pounds, or I just want to get back into shape now that I've had the baby, and I'm at a point where I don't have to be with the baby 24/7, which I know for a lot of moms and dads too is a good relief when you can start leaving the baby with grandparents or in a daycare or something like that.
Yeah.
So how can people get a hold of you to get this going, and if they have interest or questions?
Yeah, so anytime I'm in the gym, feel free to come up and talk with me. If I'm with a client, we can speak for a minute, and then I'll try and get a hold of you later on. I'm always available: phone call, text, email, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. So, if you want more information, or if you're unsure about if it's, right for you, just reach out. It's not going to be anything like crazy. We're not doing, I don't know, something stupid or anything. It's, I'm going to talk to each member and, see what their goal is and tailor it to them. That's another good thing about the small group is it's more tailored to you and your own personal goal. When you go to a team training class, it's more like broad for everybody. But if you are somebody that, wants to work on push-ups, and you tell me that, we'll incorporate push-ups, every time we're together, or, set yourself some goals for that rather than go to a class and maybe do push-ups once a month, So it'll be more tailored, but you're with your friends, so it's better. You have that accountability, and that accountability is huge because you don't want to be the person that's, your friend is asking you if you went to the gym or if you did this and you're constantly saying no. You don't want to be that person, so they're going to hold you accountable, and you're going to see more results and more success from it. And just to be clear, there's nothing wrong with, having the mom bod. I mean, I'm not saying you got to come back to like 6-pack and like totally like ripped, that's not the goal at all. The goal is to be able to give you more energy, to get you off the couch, playing with your kids. Summertime's going to be here before you know it. Your kids are going to want to bike and run and swim, and to have you feel comfortable in that swimsuit at the pool with them. I'm not trying to get, a whole bunch of women, all jacked up or anything. It's just about getting your energy back and making you feel good about a woman again. Because when you go through pregnancy, like, it takes a lot away from you, a lot happens to your body, and any little thing that we can do to make ourselves feel better and feel more beautiful and look better in our clothes or whatever it may be, that's what I want to help you with. So.
I like that. Another way you can actually get a hold of Amy is we have contact portions on our website and on the Mesa Fitness app. So if you're a part of either one of those, just find her profile, and there's actually a contact button, or on the app, it's actually in the top right-hand corner. It's like a little email icon. You can click that and send her a direct message. That way she can contact you directly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do have a phone number from out of state, so it's not wrong. I moved from Oregon. I haven't changed my phone number, so
That's
yeah.
totally okay. Perfect. Okay, one more question, and then we'll get to a section that I like to call the Fitness 4. Okay, so one last question before we do that. What can people do to stick to their resolutions? I know you're not huge on the resolutions, but for those people who have set them and there's some fitness and maybe some motivational style stuff in those resolutions, what kind of recommendations do you have for them to get started and to continue throughout the year and not just fizzle out come February or March?
Yeah. So set small goals. You may have a goal that you want to lose 50, 80 pounds this year. Well, that's not going to happen in 2 months. So set yourself small goals. Maybe you want to lose a pound a week or, a certain amount each month. Set those small goals. Have an accountability partner, whether that's, someone at the gym, a family member, a neighbor, whoever it may be, have that accountability. So they're constantly bugging you about it. And then just stick with it. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, stick with it. And if you need help, reach out to any of the trainers. Any of the trainers here would love to sit down with you, talk to you, help you figure it out. And you don't have to pay tons and tons of money for that. Just get some help in the beginning and then go with it and then get help along the way as you need it. So you're not on your own.
I like that. Yeah, having a really good support system, whether it's at home or somebody here in the gym or somebody from work that can really keep you accountable. I think that's a really big portion of it. Obviously, a trainer can help you do that too. They can be probably the most advocating partner and accountability partner in that.
Yeah.
And
if you can get a friend to do it with you, maybe they don't have the exact same goal, but find someone to do it with you. It makes it more fun. Find someone to go on your walks on the weekends with you or whatever it may be. So you're not just doing it by yourself.
I can definitely attest to that. Working out by yourself versus working out with a friend who is doing similar things or even not so similar things can really help out. It keeps you accountable. Like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym today because they're going to be there. They're going to need a spotter. They need the extra push just as much as I do. So you want to, you push yourself harder for them.
Yeah.
And that works for a lot of people, and some people are okay working out by themselves. But I think having a partner has definitely helped me for sure.
Yeah, I did. I saw this funny thing. I think it was on Facebook. This guy was super overweight and he was afraid to go to the gym, because he didn't want to get made fun of. And he had a friend who was a little bit more in shape. So the friend who was in better shape would wear like extreme costumes, like just crazy funny things to take the attention off of his overweight friend so that his friend would feel comfortable in the gym. And I thought that was just the best thing. Like,
That's awesome.
If you can have someone to help you like that, that's a true like friend there, so find that person for you. And if you don't have that person, I'll be that person for you. So I'll wear costumes if you need me to.
I like that. Everybody needs a friend who will wear a costume to take their eyes off. I like that. So now into a portion of this new show that I like to call the Fitness 4. And what that is I ask the same 4 questions to every guest that comes on. Now today I'm actually debuting some new questions as opposed to the first 2 episodes that we did or the first episode that we did. But from here out, these are the questions that I really like. Okay, so the first question, what is your favorite song or songs to get you going in the gym?
So I have a hard time with that because I don't usually listen to music when I work out. Because of all my triathlon training, you can't have music when you race. So I learned to not work out with music. But if I had to pick, I would just say like something like with a good beat to it. I don't want like country music necessarily, and I don't want like someone screaming at me. So just something with a good beat to keep you going, that's not going to put you to sleep. So
I like that. Yeah, more often than not, the songs that I'm listening to, I'm not really listening to the words. I'm just listening to the beat in the background.
yeah.
So that's probably 90% of my workout playlist on my phone is just really good beat type of music, and if there's good lyrics to it, then that's awesome. But I'm probably not going to hear it while I'm in the gym.
Yeah. And when I'm running, like on the treadmill, I don't listen to music outside because I feel like it's dangerous. You need to be hearing cars. But if I'm on the treadmill or any piece of cardio equipment, I also listen to a lot of podcasts or like books. So that helps kind of pass the time. Like you have a 45-minute podcast. Okay, I'll run for 45 minutes or whatever. So
Like that. So I guess a secondary question off the first one, since you listen to more podcasts and books, what podcast or book are you listening to right now?
So I listen to a lot of like CrossFit type stuff. So CrossFit Mayhem in Cookeville, Tennessee, I listen to a lot of their stuff. They have, a couple different things that they do. So I listen to a lot of that, and then just, motivational type stuff, that's interesting, but, will help push you, further mentally and emotionally.
I like that. Very cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to add that into that question. What song, podcast, or book are you listening to during your workout to get you going? I like that.
I'm probably the only one that doesn't listen to music. So
It's actually funny is our first guest, Lily. She doesn't listen to a lot of music either, in the sense that she doesn't have like a sedentary playlist. She'll actually listen to music she's never heard before, so she doesn't get caught up in the lyrics, which I thought was very interesting.
that's a good idea. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Second question is a part of the fitness sport. What is your favorite exercise and your least favorite exercise?
Favorite would probably be anything leg related. I have really strong legs. So back squat, deadlift, anything like that. Least favorite is probably abs. Like that's like the worst for me, which I should be doing more. But yeah, so I work my legs quite a bit because that's where my muscle is. So that's probably my favorite is like, deadlift, back squat. Been working on front squat and the posture of that too. So
yeah. Awesome. Okay, question 3. What are you learning right now that's really got you interested? It can be fitness related, training related, or anything outside of the gym. What are you learning right
now? How to keep a baby alive? No.
I think that's what every parent learns in the first year is how to keep a baby alive.
Right. It's been almost 6 months, so we're doing good.
Off to a good start.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I don't know. I've just been kind of like really diving deep into like more of the postpartum type stuff. And different ways we can navigate that, and different things you can do while you're pregnant working out. Just doing more research for the small group that I'm trying to start. But I'm always watching videos and reading about new exercises and, what muscle group it's working and how you can work different things. So
I like that. I think that's a really good one for trainers, especially. But the reason I asked that question is because I think the power of the mind is really our entire power. If you have a stronger mind, then your body can be stronger in the gym. But a powerful mind is what's going to give you that confidence to go through your everyday stuff. So continuing to educate yourself beyond school, is definitely the way to do it. And obviously there's tons of different ways to learn. And I think that's a completely different podcast, but or video. But I think learning is definitely an important aspect both inside and outside the gym.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm always seeing like new workouts that people are doing and new ways that they're doing it. So I have one client, she's kind of like my guinea pig. I make her do all the weird stuff to see if it actually works out. Yeah, so just always trying new things, you know, because it's good to do the same exercises, but you can tweak them a little bit and, you know, you feel different muscles or, you know, it works in a different way. So.
Yeah, I like that. All right, last one on the fitness score. What was one positive thing that you got out of 2020? I think I know the answer to yours.
So my baby, obviously, yeah, he was born in July, so right in the middle of the year. Mm-hmm. But I know 2020 was hard, but it wasn't really that difficult for me. I don't want to say like we weren't affected by it because, you know, I was out of a job for a while. My husband and I actually both ended up getting COVID just about a month ago. Yeah. You know, and we're healthy and good now. No worries there. But I think it just taught me how to like really dig deep and rely on myself and my husband and strengthen our marriage. You know, so we were really fortunate in that like we didn't lose our house or we didn't lose cars, and you know we were still able to pay the bills and stuff, so it really wasn't terrible for us. So really it just kind of taught us how to be okay with ourselves and overcome when the surprises come, how to deal with that and overcome, you know, the anxiety and, you know, all of that that goes with it. So
I like that. I like that. I really like this question because there is a lot of people that were, you know, affected pretty drastically by 2020. And then there's, you know, folks who maybe weren't. So I like to see the different perspectives, you know, and what everybody learned from it. You know, my big thing and really the gym's big thing this year is to learn from 2020 and to grow this year. You know, so I really like to see where everybody learned, what they got out of 2020 in a positive aspect. Just to put some positive light out of some of the negative things that may have happened last year. So
yeah, and I mean, with my husband being a first responder, you know, it was really scary there for a while. We didn't know what was going to happen. You know, we didn't know if he needed to sleep in the garage. You know, he was like stripping down before he came in the house. You know, all that kind of stuff. You know, so it was scary, but I think that really it did us good rather than, you know, bad. So,
yeah. Awesome. Well, any parting thoughts for anybody who might still be watching?
You know, just do you, you know, if you need help, we're here for you. You know, I look forward to, you know, meeting more of you guys. Yeah, and of course, if you need help, reach out. We are not scary people. You know, we're just like you. Like, you know, we all got weight to lose. We all got things to work on. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we're here.
Awesome. Love it. Well, thank you for joining me today. This has been really fun. I'm really enjoying the series so far, and I'm glad that you were able to be one of the first guests.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome.
All right.